Hi guys, welcome back to Surviving Infidelity. Today's story is titled, My 32 male, fiancé, 29 female, got breast enhancement surgery and I am no longer attracted to her. This is actually a two-part video. If you want to see the second part, just go to the channel and it'll be the one uploaded after this video. Before we get into the video, guys, just want to remind you once again of the Patreon link in the description. If you want to check it out. And let's get straight into the video. As the title says, my girlfriend and fiancé of 2.5 years recently got a breast enhancement surgery. She'd been saying she wanted to do it ever since we first began dating, and while I expressed to her I don't think it's necessary, I loved the way she looked before. I always said I would support whatever decision she made because it is her body and she is the one who has to live in it. As he said, the title, that he wasn't so happy about it, but he just wrote in writing that he doesn't care as long as she's happy kind of thing, so it's a bit of a contradiction already. About a year ago, her mother died after a long battle with cancer, in which she actually went into remission after a double mastectomy, I think. But then the cancer eventually came back and metastasized to her pancreas. Oh god. It was horribly painful and unpleasant experience for anyone and everyone in her family. I had met my girlfriend after her mum went into remission and after the surgery, so I wasn't there with her for the first battle, which, from what I've heard, was very traumatic and painful in its own way. When her mother passed, she inherited a fairly large sum of money, nothing crazy, but enough to put a down payment on a house and finally pay for the surgery she wanted. When she told me she had made the appointment to meet with a plastic surgeon, I was supportive, but again reinforced that I loved the way she looked now, and suggested that maybe her desire to do this now was connected to her grief with her mother passing. She pretty much dismissed the notion since she said she wanted to get implants since she was in high school, even before her mum had cancer. Fair enough. Fast forward about 6 months ago to the surgery, and it goes off without a hitch. Because she was recovering for about a month or so, I didn't really see the finished product right away. And then when I did, they were much bigger than I had expected. She told me that there was still swelling and that they would go down and it would look more natural. And the swelling did go down, but they never really looked natural to me. Maybe because I was just so accustomed to the way they looked before the surgery that I'm having trouble seeing them any other way. For the past few months, our intimacy life has been okay, but it's definitely has de-whittled a bit. I think that's how you say that word. I've never seen that word before. We couldn't really have intercourse while she was recovering. And after she was feeling up to it, we overcompensated a bit by having lots of intercourse. But it was still before I had an idea what they look like, since when we had intercourse, she would still be in a sports bra and or baggy t-shirt that stayed on during. And I was very cautious not to grab them or anything, since they were still tender for so long after. Eventually she completely recovered and immediately I wasn't thrilled, but I lied and said that they looked good. Okay. Thing is, I don't hate them or anything. The part where I started losing attraction to her has been that since she got the surgery, she gets a lot more attention from random strangers. Which I've never mind, okay. She got attention from strangers in the past too. She's a beautiful woman now and before. But since the surgery, she seems so much more receptive to the attention that it's just become a total turn off for me. I didn't initially bring it up because I thought maybe I was just being paranoid, and even if I wasn't, it would likely be regarded that way and was dismissed either way. But eventually I started to make little comments here and there when she would flirt back with the delivery guy or whatever. Nothing terrible, but like, not sure he needs a tip after all, or something. She got annoyed and eventually I did bring up my discomfort, and she did what I assumed she would, which was accusing me of being paranoid and reading into things and saying that what I thought was happening was not. And a couple of weeks ago, I found out that while out with her girlfriends, she was convinced to enter a wet t-shirt contest. A friend of mine happened to be at the bar they were at and just sent me a text telling me how great my girlfriend's tits looked. He was joking and later said he framed it that way because he was uncomfortable letting me know, but knew he needed to let me know in case I wasn't aware. That friend trying to say it was because he's uncomfortable saying it the other way. I feel like that's more uncomfortable saying that someone's girlfriend's breast look good instead of just saying, hey, your girlfriend's here doing a wet t-shirt contest. You know? I don't know, that's just me. When I confronted her about it, she didn't really understand why I was upset, which it was just symptomatic of this entire personality change she seems to have undergone since the procedure. I tried to explain that if she told me that it was happening, I probably would have been fine with it. But the secrecy and her just general dismissiveness of my concerns and enjoying the extra attention was hurtful. She seemed to think that because she won the wet t-shirt contest, I should be okay with it, and I am lucky to have her. This simply isn't the person I fell in love with. I know I might be overreacting a bit, but I didn't love how the surgery turned out to begin with, and now this entire personality shift has been jarring enough to make me lose interest with being intimate with her. For the past 2 weeks, we've only had intercourse 2 times, and I even had to reject her advances. I try to be as nice as possible, but when I tell her I am not in the mood now, she gets very angry and frustrated and kind of throws mini tantrums. Also very new. Like she thinks she's doing me a favor by even wanting to have intercourse with me, and I'm now somehow ungrateful. I've had some of my friends, male and female alike, mimic this kind of sentiment when I tried to discuss it, hence bringing it to Reddit. I believe the person I fell in love with is still in there somewhere, but I might just be kidding myself. I am at the point where I want to suggest couples counselling, but the one time I remotely touched on the subject, she was not receptive to the idea. I don't know what else to do though. She's like a completely different person now, and I don't know that I like that person very much. I don't know what to say, because he's talking about how he's supportive, but then straight away as she came home after getting surgery, he wasn't really. The flirting in that, I get. I wouldn't want my boyfriend to be flirting with people. In the end, if you want more communication, have another chat with her, and if she doesn't, then that's it. To be dismissed, your feelings hurt, and you feel like you're uncomfortable and not able to be intimate with this woman, and she's not recepting like any of the stuff you're giving her, like trying to talk, then don't be with her. That's all I reckon. Anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon in the description if you want to. And I'll see you in another video. Bye!